Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people conform to the letter but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. But first, thank you for subscribing to the channel and for all those likes. Today we have 3 great stories, so let's get right into them, shall we? The first story is called You Want It Done Today? I had Monday through Friday off this week, and on Saturdays I work in 2 departments at once. I do paperwork and receive 2 deliveries for the receiving department, and then I go back to my regular job. That takes 2 hours out of my day, however, so that means I only have 6 hours to do production, minus break. My boss has no real grasp of my job at times, and it can get a little frustrating. He had to do orders while I was away, and he messed up pretty much every order he did. This of course already made my job harder, but when I checked my email I had a very demanding email telling me to reset the displays on the sales floors to the new map today. He of course has no idea how much time it takes to do this. I have to take everything down, take all the signs off, which are practically glued to the shelves because of how long they have been there, clean the shelves, put everything back in its new place, make new signs, etc. Normally, I'd inform them how long it would take and that we have a lot of work to do on Saturdays and that I have less time than usual. However, they sent this demand in an email and they were not working on Saturday. So my instant thought was, you know what? Screw it, I'm doing it. I'm also doing it 100% correctly. I'm wiping down every inch of these shelves, I'm making sure the signs are cut perfectly, I'm arranging everything exactly how the new map says to put it, even though half of it doesn't make any sense. The salsas are not even in order of spicy level anymore. It used to go mild, medium, spicy, but the new map is spicy, mild, medium? Because that's what the new boss wants. Well, I finish everything and I barely even have any time to actually do any production. So even though everything is mapped and looking good merchandising wise, we are out of a lot of product. It was pretty fun explaining it the next day, saying that I was told to do this and that when I only had 6 hours to do it all. Yes, it looks better, but we could have just done it on Monday after the busy weekend was over. The next story is called New IT Policy. I work with a small company to finish my bachelor's degree. They are expanding right now and the new building was just finished, so a lot of people moved from our building into the new one. So now we have a lot of empty rooms, but apparently didn't get any new office furniture, which I still can't understand because you can employ new people and build a new house without buying new office stuff. The problem was that a lot of people share their office tables and move around from office to office whenever someone is missing. So it's not that we didn't need more space and furniture. During the move from our colleagues to the new building, someone plugged in a LAN cable wrong, which caused the server for 2 buildings to shut down. After nearly 2 days of troubleshooting, the server worked again, and the first thing our managing director did was send an email to everyone how we are not allowed anymore to plug in or plug out any of our LAN cables ourselves. Instead, we have to write a ticket for our external IT service. Needless to say, that would take ages. Also, remember that a lot of people have to move daily and everyone has a laptop that they need to plug in. Well, the whole company just figured, let's just maliciously comply. So for the next week, everyone who has to move between office tables just bought a ticket in the evening and came to work the next day to wait for the external IT guys. During that time, the colleagues which would normally work on that office tables just sat there and waited for hours, not doing anything. After a few higher-ups complained that they can't work, the managing director got us enough office equipment that everyone has their own place. Now a lot of people have to move on the same day and are still waiting for the external IT service to plug out our laptops and plug them in at our new desk. The funny thing is, on the same day of the move, there are some server problems again, and together with the move, the company wrote 160 tickets in one day for the external IT guys. We only have between 200 and 300 workers. Needless to say, they didn't get to everyone, which means we are still waiting for them to plug out and plug in our laptops. Also, because of how many tickets we filed, really important tickets got overlooked, and now a major customer is ticked off because they didn't get their data. The management wrote another email today that they will work on a better solution for the plug-in and plug-out rule. But we are still sitting at our old desk and are waiting for the IT guys, not working at all. And rumors are that the IT service is really mad at management. The last story is called This is Unprofessional. Back at the beginning of 2021, I worked at a small community health non-profit with an insane CEO. She would constantly call team meetings to put down and belittle employees in front of the entire staff. Often she would throw around some variations of, do I have to do everything around here and call everyone on staff incompetent? When we did do something right, she never gave us credit and always took the credit for herself. She threatened to fire everyone constantly and would randomly call us to gossip and make petty remarks about each other, pitting staff against each other. One day, the CEO called a team meeting. In a group chat between some of the more chill employees, we immediately begin sending snake and eye roll emojis. Sure enough, we get on the call, and she begins by bringing to our attention how Louise does not dress appropriately for work. Louise, who is also upper management, the COO, looks about ready to smack the CEO. The CEO viciously tears into Louise, commenting on everything from her hairstyle to her lipstick shade, to how it's inappropriate for Louise to wear off-the-shoulder blouses that show her collarbone. She then tells everyone that we all had better start dressing more formally or there would be consequences. The next day, the CEO calls another meeting. We all join and Louise turns on her camera. I immediately had to turn off mine because I did not want to be caught laughing. Louise was dressed from head to toe in what looked like something someone would wear to prom. Her hair was immaculately styled into an elaborate updo. Her makeup was professionally done with lash extensions and everything. She was dripping with what I assume were fake diamonds. Tiara, earrings, necklace, bracelets and rings. And she wore the most ridiculous navy blue satin and tulle formal gown with a 4/4 shoulder shrug to cover her collarbone. My best guess is that it was an old bridesmaid dress, but she never did say where she got it. The CEO was immediately fuming. "Why are you dressed like that?" she squeaked. "You told us to dress more formally. This is formal wear. Is something wrong? That's not professional for work." "Oh, I'm sorry, I must have been confused. You said we needed us to dress formally, but I think what you meant to say was professional." The CEO was livid, but Louise continued to rock the prom outfit all day, meeting with patients and clients and everything. Later that week, Tina texts our group chat and says the CEO is requiring her to submit a detailed timesheet with what she was doing and working on, down to the minute for her entire day. She was going to BCC us on the email. Sure enough, it pops into our inboxes a few minutes later. Tina had literally detailed her entire past 24-hour day down to the minute. 6:45 AM, awoken by husband's flatulence. You get the idea. Apparently, the CEO called her on her cell phone and berated her for sending such a detailed timesheet. Tina reminded her that she had requested her entire day down to the minute and didn't specify she meant her workday only. Finally, it was my turn. My job was in IT and most of my work was as database administrator, but I often helped with other tech problems. One morning, the CEO called me repeatedly at 2 AM. My phone settings have it so that if I miss 5 calls in a row from the same person, the Do Not Disturb mode is turned off and the phone rings. I see who it is, silence my phone and refuse to answer. At 6 AM she calls again. Again, I refuse to answer. 7 AM, refuse to answer. 8 AM, refuse to answer. Finally, at 9 AM, I call her back. She asked to hop on a video call. "I've been trying to get a hold of you all morning. Where have you been?" I made a loud sigh. "Can I help you with something?" I did not even try to hide my irritation. I literally rubbed my temples and slurped on my coffee loudly. "You didn't answer my question." "And I'm not going to. I was off the clock at the time you called." "You are salaried, right? That means it doesn't matter if you work 100 hours or 1 hour, you get paid the same. So I expect you to be available when I need you." "What do you need?" "I need you to reset all our company's usernames and passwords. We are letting someone go today and it's company policy to change all of that." At the same time, Louise texts me that she is being let go. So I read the company handbook and make a copy of the page that says the IT person must update the usernames and password and give the information to the COO. I changed all of the usernames and passwords to everything, from social media accounts to bank accounts to QuickBooks and emails. I sent the usernames and passwords in an encrypted email to Louise and then sent the CEO my 2 weeks notice. 2 weeks go by. It's the last hour of my last day. So what do? Change all those usernames and passwords again and send them to Louise, who was also celebrating her last day. I log out of my email, put my company phone and laptop in the mail and spent the evening cackling at my malicious compliance. The very next day, on Saturday, the CEO calls me repeatedly. Finally, she leaves me a long and holding voicemail to say what I did was unprofessional and she would make sure my reputation suffered and I would never work in that industry again. I wait until Monday to call her back. "Hey CEO, I saw you called. I need the usernames and passwords to everything. I'm sorry, but I don't work there anymore. You will have to contact your IT person to help with that. You are the IT person." "No, I was the IT person." Now I'm a private consultant, and I would be happy to provide my service at a rate of $100 an hour. You changed all the usernames and passwords and didn't provide them to me. Correct. A company policy: when an employee leaves the organization, the IT person is supposed to update everything and send the new info to the COO. I was leaving, so I updated everything. I provided all the usernames and passwords to Louise. You knew she was quitting too. Why would you give them to her? Because the company policy says to transfer the new usernames and passwords to the COO, not the CEO. Louise was the CEO when I left. Caught in her own bureaucracy, she then had to spend weeks trying to gain access to all the company accounts. On Louise's and my last day, Tina and another employee quit. Another person announced her retirement. Once the 5 of us were gone, we were followed by several other employees. In total, 11 people on the 14 people staff quit within a few weeks. The best part? I got a new job making the same amount I did at a non-profit, but part-time in a government position and with full-time benefits. So much for my reputation suffering. I stayed in touch with one of the employees who stayed behind. She's only 3 years away from retirement and is basically stand from the office. She said they've hired at least a dozen people, all of them quit as soon as they could find another job. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories in today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.